morning, and g'day mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD, and of course, we have Mr. Icarus with us, which is, he's had a little bit of a paint job, we have a brand new panel here. In the mecha panel, we have the armor customization, which lets you change Icarus's colors. You know, we no longer have to load up mods to get him recolored, which is good, because I sort of like the new color scheme. So with that out of the way, today's episode we are doing so much. It's going to be a long episode. There's going to be some jump cuts because I want to get a lot done. First thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be automating science, just a tiny bit. What I want to do is I want to start making these blue cubes, the electromagnetic matrix, which we're lucky, they only require, if we look at the recipe, they require magnetic rings and circuit boards. We happen to have, magnetic coils rather, and circuit boards. We happen to have both those right here. So what I want to do is I want to put down 2 labs. I want to output that and that onto a belt. I want to take 1 off the close belt and 2 off the far belt. And we want to have you make those and you do research. Also want to unpause our current research, because there's 2 things I'd like to get really quickly. The first one is going to be any second now. There we go. We want to grab the electric motor. The reason I want to grab the electric motor is we can get Icarus to move 1 meter per second faster with that upgrade. Next thing I want to get, now we have science researched, is I want to get +1 construction drone, plus the drone to move a little bit faster. Also want to get the next level of blueprints, okay? Because today's episode, I would really like to get a workshop up and running. Now, other people call it a mall, but I can't really see a giant mechanical robot wandering through a shopping mall. I can see him going to a workshop to pick up more raw materials to get things done. So I want to get one of those done. But before we do that, I want to craft 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and then to get that next upgrade we want 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 to get the faster movement speed. 1 research. Come on, craft faster. You can do it, Icarus. I believe in you. There we go. And then I need to put 2 here. Now actually, in theory, now we have blueprints. I can hit Control-C to copy things. And I should... Copy, paste... No, I can't paste them on top of one another without having them. Alright, so we're going to jump 1 there, and 1 here. There we go. Alright, next thing I want to get done, and this is going to be important, we're going to be handcrafting for the entire episode, because there's a number of things we need to get completed. First of them is going to be, as we saw, the power grid is borderline, so I need to craft up a bunch of wind turbines. Next thing I want to do is we need some smelting, serious amounts of smelting, because we have a little starter base, but I need something a little bit more robust for the long term. So we're going to jump all the way down to here first, because originally I was going to build across, let's go to map view. Originally I was going to build across here, but I've looked and there's not quite enough space. So we actually need to move all the way over here for our next project, which means I need to tap this iron, this copper, and this iron, and where's my stone? My stone is over here. So we need to tap a couple of things. First off, we're going to do... no, let's go get the stone. Let's go get the stone. Stone's going to be easy. Wind turbines. So I'm going to start on top of the existing wind turbine and drag out 6. And as for our... There we go. 1 extra drone. That's going to make one hell of a difference. Alright. So, I'm going to jump through how to set up these smelters. We're going to do the first one together. But I think after we've been through it once, we don't need to go through it together anymore. So, first things first is we want to tap this patch. And, 100 titanium by collecting stone. New achievement! Excellent. What I want to do is I want to tap this patch. And the way I want to tap it is with as many miners as possible. Okay, and I don't like spending a lot of time rotating miners around to get the perfect angle or anything like that. I just don't think it's worth the time and the effort. I do want to cover the whole patch. Last thing you want to do is come back and find out there's one little vein sticking in the middle that you didn't cover the first time around. Okay, you need to go away, and we're going to have to put you there instead. Okay, so a couple of quick things. This particular miner covers 4 veins. This one does 5, this one does 3, 5, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so what I want to do, and this is important, I want to aim for, as our belts move 6 items per second, each vein is good for half an ore per second. So this miner doing 3 veins is going to do 1.5 ore per second. This one doing 5 is going to do 2.5 per second. I want to aim for not 12, but really 24. 24 would be ideal if I can get enough out of this patch. I don't think I'm going to get enough out of this patch, but that's okay. We'll deal with what we have. 4, 5 is 3, 4, 8. 8 and 5 is 13. 5, 10, 14. Oh, we've depleted 1 vein. Excellent. 1 more achievement done. So that's 14. You're 5. Okay, I think we're going to do these 4 miners and these 3 miners. That's going to be our plan. The other thing you'll probably notice me do an awful lot is, we'll run you in a straight line, is when it comes to belts, okay? As you can see, if we turn a right angle, it puts in a right angle. If we press the R button, it swaps to the other right angle. If we press R a 3rd time, we get what I like to call a direct belt. And you're going to see me use these a lot around mines and probably throughout the base, because Icarus's bots are really slow, and it's faster to have a direct belt than it is to have a perfectly perpendicular belt. So we're going to be using these belts a lot. Lack of item, really? Wind turbine. I can get 1 in there, 1 in there. Can I drag that into there? Wind turbine. Oh, no, I can get 1 in there, and 1 in there, and 1 in there, and 1 in there. Okay. That should power up everything. And then what I want to do is we're going to need some smelters. Now, for stone, I need to produce 2 things. The first one is going to be stone into brick. The second one is going to be stone to glass. So what I want to do is I want to put in sorter in, sorter out, set you to do stone. Now, if I come in here, production, grab down another smelter, grab another sorter in, out, set the recipe. You can see I'm going to have RSI very, very quickly. Now, a couple of things you can do to speed up the process. You can put down the actual building itself, and then you can use the less than and the greater than buttons to paste recipes. The other thing you can do is you can hold down shift and click on a building, and it will come with the sorters pre-attached. So then I can click each and every one individually, and again, save myself a little bit of RSI. My other option is if we just put the belt for the other material. Remove that, remove that. Come on. I need these belts done. Perfect. The other thing I can do is if I cancel that and I go for glass being the other recipe. Yeah, we just went through our copy recipes game. I'm ahead of you. This is why people watch me and don't watch the tutorial. Because I'm way better at this stuff. Hey, drones move a little bit faster. Alright. The other thing we can do is we can hold down shift, like I said, and actually click and drag. And we can drag this up to 15 long. I don't want 15, obviously. I want 6. We'll get to 6 in a second. The other thing I can do is I can plus and minus on the keyboard and actually adjust the spacing between the machines. Very, very handy. More importantly, you can press tab, scale it up, and then tab to scale it back down. But if I grab this guy again and I drag it across the 6 I want, press tab once, the game generally spaces things to the right width to put a power pole right in the middle. So that makes our life a little bit easier. Power pole's up and running, so that's going to be brick, that's going to be glass. Very, very quickly, we can see that our belts, as I said, are moving 6 items per second. The arc smelter runs at a crafting speed of 1 per second. Sorry about that. Also, we can see that this particular recipe takes in 1 item every 1 second. So that's going to use 6 per second. It's going to output 6 per second, which is perfect. That's the exact amount we're going to look for. And I need more power. Actually, let's go that way with power, because I want to go that way eventually anyway. Set that to stacks of 10. Okay, so that's our first smelter up and running. That's the only smelter we're going to show. Research-wise, we're going to do that research right away, and I'm going to cancel that, and then we'll go for mass construction. The other research I want steel smelting, because we need steel smelters. And technically I want that one as well. And I'd love larger inventory, but I actually need to get steel smelters up and running for that. So, blueprints. We're going to cover this really, really quickly, and then I'm going to go get all the smelters done. So, there is JD's Construction Hub 2.0. It is available on my Discord server if you want to grab this particular blueprint. For right now, I'm going to just show the outline. And this is why I've chosen to build out here. The outline dictates that I need to build about here-ish. Okay, I need to be far enough away that I have room to place the whole blueprint. I need to have enough land mass to place the whole blueprint. Like I said, we were planning on building here. There's a bit of water in the way. A little bit of water in the way everywhere. I might have been able to squeeze it in, but I'm trying to not use foundations because there's actually an achievement for finishing the game without achievements, without foundations, which we're going to try and hit. So rather than trying to squeeze it in and maybe have it not fit, we're just going to move it further away, which means I'm going to pop it over here and hope that there's no assemblers where there's water. But yes, I need to go get a couple more smelters up and running. We need to go hit up that iron patch. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Well, we just got the achievement of a small factory. We reached total power of 20 megawatts. At the same time, just wandering through, unlocking some of this research. So like, you know, the fluid storage and high efficiency plasma control and plasma extract refining and chemical plants and, nope, your red science, semiconductor material and energy matrix. We should probably unlock the next research. Just ticking off research bit by bit by bit. At the moment, I'm just setting up the steel smelter, which is slightly different, so probably good timing. I'm out of iron. Can I please put a power pole in there? Okay, that should give us a sec to grab some iron. And same story, we're just like plugging miners together as quickly as possible. We not too worried about how neat or unneat it is, and our labs are obviously working overtime. Can I plug that to there, that to there, that to there, and you'll have iron. Thank you, thank you, and thank you, which should mean I can make 6 more arc smelters. Perfect. All right. So what we want to do, steel is a special recipe, very, very special recipe. It requires iron plate. So, iron ingots. It's called iron ingots in Dyson Sphere. So, we need 3 iron ingots, and it takes 3 seconds to make 1 piece of steel. Which means, and this is the beauty of this particular recipe, that if I go sorter to sorter directly, and I set you to do iron plate, and you to do steel, we can direct feed one machine into another. Now, I could put down a belt. By all means, I could put down a belt and have them, you know, output iron ingots first. And then if we need steel, make steel. Or we can just have them direct fed. And direct fed is just a quick and easy answer. So we're going with the direct fed method. That's all in and done. That's now steel. I do have a research inventory capacity, which I'd love, which requires 120 steel. So we're going to wait for this to stack up for a little while. We have done the worst copper patch in the world, because this is where it was. And we've done bricks and glass. I've also done a half iron, half magnets. Because from copper, There are 2 products that copper goes into. Now let's just bring the belt to there. And then let's bring both these belts down real quick. I'll put that one there, and I'll put you... Actually, let's not put them on the same side. 1, 2, 3, yep. 3 machines. We want to make, on this side, we need to make magnets, which means sort it in, sort it out, cut off the excess belt. And on this side, 1, 2, 3, I want to make circuit boards, which, again, same story, sort it in, sort it out. You'll need an output belt. You'll also need an output belt. Come on, that goes to there. And we're just going to drag 1, 2, 3. Like I said, Icarus is going to have a few belts to build this particular episode. Power pole, power pole. You need an output belt as well. I am out of sorters again. 1, 2, yeah, lack of item. 3. Okay, and power, which again, we'll just throw down those wind turbines. There. Come on, too close, too close. That should probably join the 2 together. And then when the belt actually starts running, we should have both magnetic coils along with circuit boards being made. Still have to do glass and brick. So I've still got a little bit more to do. And glass and brick is going to be... Good question. Probably down here. That seems to be our closest stone stockpile. You running? Okay, so that'll be running in a minute. And... Oh. Steel. 30... 45. That's 122. Cool. We're just going to cancel all that research for a minute. So we can grab the inventory capacity 1. And then basic chemical, energy matrix. And what else has? Semiconductor. Alright. I'll see you guys after I do the next smelter. Alright, so we've got most of the research now done. Now, what I really want to do is I want to talk through my construction hub. Now, like I said, my construction hub, it will be up on Discord. You can find a link to my Discord up in the top right-hand corner. Also down the description. And I want to put this right about here. No. Probably there. That looks like a good spot. Alright, so we got a lovely milestone for using a blueprint, 240 facilities, and might also notice this little box up here. Now this little box up here says we're missing 240 Mark II belt, which is quite intentional. I've intentionally built it with Mark II belt because then Icarus can't put it down. What we actually want to do is we want to come back in here and we want to grab the first row. And we want to line this up on the 4 corners because you might notice that, you know, it's 291 yellow belt with 4 of the Mark II belt. And if we paste that there, we can see that we don't actually have enough belt on this. Yep, it all disappeared. And Icarus can start building this. Now, you're going to notice a couple of important things. One, you're going to see a lot of markers on belts because this is going to tell you what's coming out. So we can see that this is where miners come out. This is where the wireless power towers come out. Where normal power poles come out. This is where arc furnaces come out. There are going to be certain things exiting the blueprint. There's also going to see, as you can see, this is going to be the belt that happens to have circuits on it. This is going to be the one with iron. This is going to be one with gears, which is good because I actually have gears right here. So what I want to do is we want to bring gears in there. We want to bring iron in. We're going to delete that one little belt right there, because I can delete any of the outside belts except for the corners. The corners are going to be important to line things up. Actually, we probably want to put, hang on, we probably want to go 3 machines like this. Just put a little bit of a zigzag in here, because Icarus is going to need a lot of belt. Like a lot of belt. Copy, paste, paste. Just to speed things along a little bit. Storage chest, storage chest, storage chest. We'll put down a little temporary belt build. In, out, in. Copy, paste. And throw a power pole there. Just so we have some mass belt automated, because... yeah, we're going to need a lot of belt. Like a lot of belt. Can I grab another 100 iron, please? And 100 iron, and 100 iron. And you're now producing. You can't get out fast enough. The good news is I do have some Mark II sorters because we completed the research. Any faster? Maybe a little bit. Okay. So I need to give Icarus just a second to build this. At the same time, we did get the technology for the wireless power tower, which does 2 things. 1, it carries power a fast distance. 2, it overloads the power in our base, because we can actually charge Icarus up from these towers, which is really handy because we have a lot of construction to do. But rather than me going through this blueprint bit by bit, because... well, the first one was 300 belt, and with our pathetic little amount of drones, that's going to take a second. We're going to intentionally put the second blueprint on top, which is probably going to fail in a lot of instances, because you can't put sorters on Ghost Blueprint. But we can see we can put the second layer, then the third layer. Wrong button. 4th layer. 5th layer, and finally the 6th layer. Oh, I can't build that one yet because I need later research. So the idea of this blueprint is it's everything up until these machines in here are all what's the word? The word is plasma exciters. Plasma exciters, not plasma exciter, that's the recipe. It is the chemical plant, yes, the chemical plant and the oil extractor, the oil refinery, and the chemical plant, which is everything we're going to need for the second science. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip forward in time, because Icarus is going to need a minute or 2 to get all this built. In fact, looking by the complete lack of belts, a lot of time to get this built. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in a minute. And we got another milestone. We got another milestone because I flew back home to grab more fuel. A lot more fuel. Because even though I have a whole bunch of wireless power towers down, we're burning through the fuel. Let's throw a solar panel right there. Yeah, get it. Hey! And another milestone for putting down a solar panel. Who would have thought it? It's alright, we'll charge up fast enough. We have no circuit boards, actually. And at the same time, we've almost finished all the red science. I will mention the solar panel who likes following me. It's because, as I said in the first episode, I have that mod on. That means that... Is it daytime? I have no idea. Yeah, intensity 96%. So it currently happens to be daytime, and if I turn that off, yeah, we can see solar panel does face the sun. But can I... Let's go put you over here in a shadow. 37%. Turn that back on so it's always day, and we can see solar panel dies slowly. Anyway, as I was saying, we are slowly building everything up, but I do want to start hooking up belts. I've already planned, not built, but it's planned the circuit board belt across. We need to, now we've got some construction done, you get plugged in over there. So we're going to run you the magnetic coils into there, which is going to take the bots a minute to place all the belts. Hence why I've built a few of these, so we can just stand near these and maintain our power. Whilst we're at it, we're up to blueprint number 4, which will just paste straight in on top and unlock even more things. But yeah, I sort of need to get the connecting belts up and running, which means, again, we're going to put in a cut whilst Icarus's bots ever so slowly get things done. Oh, there we go. Another achievement. Nice surprise. Obtain at least 100 silicon ore by collecting stone. Because whilst we're waiting for belts to go down, I'm just wandering around clearing, cleaning up the environment. Destroying the wildlife. Yes. Because the bots are super, super fast. What I'm actually doing currently is running our stone and our glass down to run it around, because we now have an input for stone, and I believe we're going to have an input for glass just above it. But yeah, the bots are super duper duper fast. Super duper duper fast. At the same time, that is the last research. There is no more just blue research available to us. These are all blue and red, red, blue, red, yellow. Technologies wise, crystal, titanium smelting, high efficiency logistics systems, photon combiner. Oh, processor. No, I found one. Oh, and the Proliferator Mark 1. Oh, actually, no. We found some more. We found some more blue only. That's red only. Okay, so we've got a couple of researchers left. But yeah, there's still belts to be run. Alright, so we have bricks up and running as well, which means our next blueprint, being number 5, can also get stamped in. And this one, I believe this belt here should have glass on it. Steel. This belt should have glass. Glass, there we go. So I need to run our steel over and our glass over. We've already got the bricks hooked up. We've got iron. We've got electronic circuits. We've got gears at the far end. We've also got the magnetic coils and copper. So a couple more very, very long belts, and then we should be good. Alright, and with the last few belts hooked up, we've actually completed the workshop. We've got stage 1 to 5. We don't have stage 6, because stage 6 has 640 facilities. We've got a tech limit of 300, but if we go into our research and we look at blueprints, the next one, which is just blue and red science, takes up to 900 facilities. Which means it's fine. By the time we get there, we should have everything up and running. So, very, very quickly, we have, well, once these start running, oh, and it turns out maybe the blueprint's missing a sorter or two. You, and you. Okay, so, missing 2 sorters. So, I will mention right now, I am pretty sure these sorters exist in the actual blueprint, but it's very, very important. If you find a mistake, please mention on Discord, because in just making this blueprint, I found, like, you need to have all the belts completed, obviously, so there's no ghost belts before you put down the next blueprint, so on and so forth. Also, maybe some of these caps are set a little bit high, because I haven't checked them, and they're all probably designed for late game. But we have finished off most of the blue research. We have the proliferator, the processor, the applied superconductor left to go. Proliferator, processor, and superconductor. They're some expensive research. But we need to get oil up to get red science running. So we have the oil refinery, which is obviously going to be needed for that particular research. Also the oil extractor, which I could handcraft some of these. Yeah, I could handcraft a bunch of these. As always, set it to 10. So we can also make, as said, the oil extractors. We, again, found a missing sorter to go from there to there. We can also make the wireless power towers, which is very, very good because I already have 15 of them, which will pop in there for safe storage. We also have chemical refineries, again, missing sorter. And more importantly, we can see that a lot of these are going to output onto belts at the front. Now, the belts on the front are designed for later in the game, once we get logistic towers. So we need to input, obviously, gears, iron circuits. Later on, obviously, we can see we've got titanium and particle containers. We have, as said, brick, steel, and glass on this end. And on this end, there we go, processor is complete. We have magnetic coils and copper. But with all that said and done, we are completely up and running. There is obviously a few things like you don't have power, of all things. There you go. Like I said, small little tweaks, I'm guessing your power pole is in the next blueprint, and again, that sorter is missing. Yep, that sorter is missing. Yeah, I spent 6 hours getting this blueprint up and running last night, hence why this video is actually getting around a little bit late, because even then it needed a small revision or two. So, we have this up and running. It does mean next episode, for sure, we shall be putting out, we shall be making, where are we? No, we shall be making the energy matrix, which is going to require us to get oil up and running, which should be fairly easy as we have most of the things now automated. Yeah, they've got 6 in there already, a couple on the belt. The oil extractors shouldn't be too far behind. We are actually built right around oil, so we're probably going to build oil right here beside our workshop. But this is where I'm going to end this episode. I do want to mention very, very quickly, if you've enjoyed the episode, by all means, click the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, highly recommend it. And lastly, this is probably the most important one. If you've noticed that this episode, which took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to record, hour and a half roughly to record, if you guys have enjoyed this and you've noticed that there's been no ad breaks during the video, consider supporting the channel, because this year I really want to try to go ad-free 2022, which means the videos you're going to see an ad break right at the start, so the YouTube algorithm doesn't dump it, because, you know, if YouTube doesn't play ads on the videos, YouTube doesn't make any money. So we have an ad break at the start, and then the whole video ad-free. Anyway, consider supporting the channel. Join button down the front, down the bottom, right beside the subscribe button, or consider supporting on Patreon. But with all that said, this is where we're going to end this episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and do me a favor, say hi to Icarus on the way out. Alright, that's it. We're out. Thanks for watching. Bye.